Hello and welcome to another episode of Ventala Sports Up. Now, of course, we are talking about all things Champions League. Now, it's match day 2 of some of the exciting games that that have been played over the past 2 days, starting off on Tuesday and yesterday. And I won't even lie, some of the results have been shocking. I didn't expect some of the result. One for sure is Aston Villa beating Bayern Munich, who are record winners of the Champions League. And you would expect that Bayern Munich would win that game or worst case get a draw. But he ended 1-0 in favour of Aston Villa. And who else scored the goal? John Duran. I remember I did speak about it in my last video where I said, if Bayern Munich is not careful of John Duran, Ollie Watkins, John McGinn, they will lose the game. And that was what happened. Ollie Watkins was a terrorist against the defense of Bayern Munich yesterday. Upamecano was in constant work with Watkins in that game. It was an exciting one. But you know what? Let's go through some of the other games in the Champions League, on Tuesday and of course yesterday. Now, starting off on Tuesday was for me one of the most exciting game, which was Arsenal against PSG. Now, these two teams have been on a good run of form, in their league. And of course, I expected that to run into the Champions League. But Arsenal were the better team on Tuesday. They defended so resolutely as they've done in the league for the past 6 games. And it was the same thing in the Champions League. PSG found it so difficult to, get into the 18-yard box. The defense was literally every single one was a beast. And who scored the goal? Kai Havertz, and the beautiful free kick of their captain, Bukayo Saka. And I think he does deserve to be the captain because he has done so well for the past, 2-3 seasons, when Mikel Arteta took over that side. And he has been consistent, and I do think he deserves to be the captain. But in that game, they came up and they showed, why they've been doing so well, not just in the Premier League, but I think in all competitions. Now, Bukayo Saka said, oh yes, that this season, they are really looking towards, winning not just the Premier League, but also to do well and probably pick up the Champions League. And I actually do think it is possible because this Arsenal side has been so consistent, not just in the Premier League, in the EFL, in the FA Cup, when it starts, and now in the Champions League. Beating PSG was a good way of saying that we are ready for this season and we are ready to face whoever it is that comes our way. And I just hope that whichever team it is that meets them in the next match, in match day 3, they would be prepared because this Arsenal team, they are not joking. And Mikel Arteta has said that. Bayer Leverkusen obviously defeated AC Milan 1-0. They won that game. It was a very interesting one also in that game. I think it was a tightly contested match. Boniface got the goal just a few minutes into the second half. Of course, he has been one of their best player. Not just, in fact, I think it was their player of the season last season, and so he has carried that form into the season and into the Champions League. This is their first, I think this is probably them returning to the Champions League, but they are taking it well. They are not doing badly, even though in their last game they drew that one. Another game was obviously Man City dealing with Slovan Bratislava. It was a 4-0 win for Manchester City in that one. They struggled a bit in their game over the weekend, but it was back to business for Pep Guardiola's side, playing in the Champions League. And of course, they've not done badly in the Champions League in over how many seasons. So I'm not even surprised that they won that one. Inter Milan also were a 4-0 winner over Sevilla Zvezda. Matovic got a goal in that one. Terami also got a goal in that one. And also Lautaro Martinez has also been an amazing player for Inter Milan. He also got a goal in that game. Another match was obviously Borussia Dortmund annihilating Celtic. Now, looking at what Celtic played in their first game, I think it was a 4-0 win for them. Unfortunately, they were not the same. They struggled. They really, really struggled against Borussia Dortmund this time around. And Borussia Dortmund were angry for whatever reason it is, because I think, you know, yes, their games have been up and down already this season, but they gave that impression of that this season, especially in the Champions League, we are not here to joke. And you can see that with Karim Adeyemi getting an hat-trick in that game. Gurisi also scoring 2 goals. Emery Khan also getting a goal, and Imecha also scoring one of the goals. So it's been a quite an interesting one on Tuesday. But the disappointing game for me was Salzburg losing to Brest 4-0. I want to say it's a shocker, but I also think Salzburg has not been doing so well this season. They've not, you know, I've been quite disappointed with not just even their league games, but now they are carrying that into, and they were playing at home. I don't know how you lose 4-0 at home. It's quite disappointing. But that's for match day 2 Tuesday fixtures. And then on Wednesday, where some of the interesting games were played, one of them was Atalanta. Ademola Lookman obviously getting a goal and assist for Atalanta against Shakhtar Donetsk. It was a 3-0 win for the Italian side. Bayern Munich, as I said, lost to Aston Villa. It was a 1-0 win for Aston Villa in that one. John Durack coming in as a substitute to getting the goal for them in that game. And of course, Real Madrid also, that's another shocker for me. They lost their game to Lille. They are the defending champions, and I don't know what happened. Yes, I know it was a penalty. Jonathan David got a penalty in that game. It was in the first half, but you would expect that with the likes of Mbappe, who is back, we miraculously, got okay, it was assumed fit. He played that game, and I'm surprised how they were able to lose the game. And Drake, who is also one of their summer signing, who has also been on some good run or form for Real Madrid, also was not able to get a goal. Kamavinga also came back into the team, after going, I think, for like 3 months or so because of injury. He came back. I don't know, maybe because of some of the players that I feel like they came back from injury, and they weren't really, it was not like they were not really interested in the game. And I'm still finding it difficult to understand why that is. But they lost the game to Lille in that one. It was a 1-0 loss for the defending champions Real Madrid. Liverpool they carried their league form into the Champions League. It was a 2-0 win for them. Mohamed Salah getting a goal and assist. McAllister also scoring the goal in the first half before Mohamed Salah added the second one in the second half. It's been a good one for Liverpool actually. Juventus were lucky winners against RB Leipzig. It was a 3-2 win for Juventus in that one, and Monaco played a 2-2 draw against Dynamo Zagreb. Girona also were unlucky. They lost to Feyenoord 3-2. And the last game was Club Brugge definitely defeating Storm Graz 1-0. So those are some of the games that have been played over the course of 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, for the Champions League. And today, Thursday, it is Europa League and Europa Conference League. Now, some games in the Europa League were played yesterday, about two fixtures, and one team that played at home, Victoria de Gumares, they won their game. And the other team that won their game away now is Rapid Vienna. Now, some of the other fixtures that will be happening today that I think you can look out for in the Europa League is Tottenham, that are playing Ferencvaros. Tottenham is playing away. They've been on a good run of form, including their 3-0 defeat of Manchester United hopefully they can pick up another win. Ferencvaros is not, I wouldn't think there will be a tough time that Ange Postecoglou side cannot defeat. So I want to believe that's going to be a win for Tottenham Hotspur in that one. Lazio is hosting Nice. It's going to be a very interesting game. Both teams are not doing so well in their league, but it's going to be an interesting game also. Qarabag is playing Malmo FC. Real Sociedad is hosting Anderlecht. Victor Osimhen's Galatasaray is playing RFC now. I don't think Victor Osimhen is obviously not going to be playing in that game. He's injured. I think he should be out for like 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah, so he's definitely going to be missing that one. Another game is Roma against Elfsberg. Manchester United hopefully can beat Porto. Now Porto is playing at home, yes, and Manchester lost their last game against Tottenham Hotspur. I don't know how Erin Ten Hag is, and there's been a lot of pressure for the head coach now. That's Erin Ten Hag, and there's the news is going around as to if he doesn't win this one and their next game over the weekend in the league, there's a possibility that he's going to be sacked. I don't know how true that is, but I think Erin Ten Hag is such a tricky coach where he knows how to pick results in some of the important fixtures, maybe not in the league, but in other competitions. So I do believe that they are probably going to win this one against Porto. Yes, they're playing away from home, but it's just going to give fans that idea of, okay, he has won this one, let's give him another few games to see how he's going to do. Honestly, I don't even want to stress myself about Erin Ten Hag and Manchester United's problems. But they're going to be playing Porto away from home. Another fixture, obviously, is Lyon playing Rangers. Rangers have been doing so well. Anyways, so those are some of the league games in the Europa League conference competition, and now to Europa Conference League. Some of the games that we have that I think you can look out for is obviously Chelsea playing Gent. Chelsea is playing at home, and they've been on a very good run of form. I think yesterday Enzo Maresca was part of the nominees for the manager of the month. He has had some good results this month. Last month of September, Cole Palmer also is also part of the nominee for Player of the Month, and possibly the goal is scored against Brighton. The free kick will probably be part of Goal of the Month nominations. So Chelsea have been on a very good run of form, and I do believe or expect them to be able to beat Gent, because they're playing at home and they have the fans behind them. Another fixture you can look out for obviously is Astana, FC Astana. They'll be playing back at Topola. That is also going to be, I think, an interesting game. And then Spanish side Real Betis is going to be traveling to play Legia Warsaw, yes. So that is also some of the fixtures you can look out for. And maybe the last one is Copenhagen against Ballstock. Now, as I said, probably just one or two fixtures in the Conference League are the ones that would, drive your attention. The one of Chelsea against Gent and Tottenham against yes, in that's the Conference League. And in the Europa League you can watch Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. Anyways, that's the much we can do for today, and of course until when I'll come your way again when the results of some of the games are played, and probably that'll be tomorrow when we'll also be diving back into the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga and Ligue 1 fixtures for the weekend. But don't forget to turn on your post notification button to get the latest video when they drop. Yeah, you don't want to miss it. Also ensure that you share the video with your friends. Don't also forget to post your comments. Tell me what you think, what should be expected from some of the games that will be played today, and what you thought of some of the games that were played in the Champions League over the course of 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Don't also forget to follow us on all our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram at Fentola Sport Up. Anyways, that's the much for me for today, and of course until I come your way again for tomorrow, don't forget to enjoy yourself. It's bye from me.